Hello, I'm Chris Rose with Handgun Hunters Competition. I'm here to go over HHC 2025 update, and we've got quite a bit to go over here. Some guys don't read the Facebook posts and stuff and just keep them informed, and our new shooters would probably love an easy way to learn about everything real quick. So, right up front, HHC is hosted by HHCF, so Handgun Hunters Competition is hosted by Handgun Hunters Charitable Foundation. The foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit. All of our board members are in unpaid positions. All of them donate their time. So for our last year's match dues, we gave away money to Mark Allen Hampton. Mark Allen Hampton was a well-known gun writer who passed away. We gave that money away to his high school trap team. We also gave away money to another trap team in Minnesota. We gave away money to an archery club in Michigan. And we're also giving money to a local gun range here who helps us host our practice day the day prior to the match. So this year for 2025, we have two brand new ranches that we have not shot on before. They offer some really unique experiences. In one of those ranches, you're going to be shooting from elevated positions over top of a burned out canyon. It's a really cool spot. And then on the other one, you're going to be down in creek bottoms and such, shooting up into hillsides. Two unique locations, varying terrain, going to be really good stuff. And really easily accessible as well, which is a huge plus. Our general course of fire, for those of you that don't know, is we have 6 stages in the past. We're going to have 8 this year. We have 6 stages normally. They'll have some kind of barricade there at each station. We'll kind of guide you into the barricade through the rules on how we want you to use the barricade. And you'll have multiple targets per divisions to engage. This year we have 2 new stages being added. At the lower set of landings, there'll be a stage added for rimfire and for revolver iron sights. There'll be 1 target per division on that stage, and that's it. On the upper stage, it'll be for revolver optics and single shot. There'll be 1 target per division up there. How these stages are going to work out is you're going to have 2 rounds to engage the targets. All of our standard rules for scoring are going to apply, except for in rimfire, you're only going to take 2 rounds up to the line. But you're going to have 1 target to focus on. You're going to get in 1 good position and take 1 good shot, maybe 2 if you miss, because our standard scoring for everything but rimfire, you get 2 attempts. If you hit it the first time, great, it's done. If you miss the first time and you got to hit it on the second shot, or make an attempt on the second shot and hit it, you get 1 point. Rimfire is different; it's 2 points per hit and 1 round, or 1 point per round remaining. And that's our standard scoring policy through the whole match. So this is to give you a little chance to focus down a little more, give you 1 more field position to shoot in with each firearm, and let you focus on just 1 target. And say if we could make the whole match this way, it'd be great because it'd be as close to hunting as we can get. We'd have to have like 50 plus stages, and it would be crazy to do that. You'll end up expending total in the 70 rounds range per division. That's our typical. We don't know the exact count to the day the match gets set up. It actually takes about a week and a half to set the match up. This putting on HHC takes all year between recruiting sponsors and getting the match together and so forth. So generally on our rules, how our scoring system works, it's just as I said there before, in all of our center fire divisions, we have both shapes and animals in center fire divisions. All right, for our shape targets, you get 2 chances to hit them. So this could be round targets, triangles, squares, whatever. And they resemble roughly vital size targets. They're different shapes because different sighting systems get advantages on different kinds of shapes, so we want to vary it out. And say vitals get bigger and smaller as they turn, as the animal turns. So that's where we come for our slightly different sizes. But say how our scoring works is if you shoot at the target and you hit it the first time, you get 2 points. If you miss, and you can immediately follow up and hit it, you get 1 point. All right. So, but once you hit a target, it's gone. So you can't. It's not like you can get 3 points per target. So it's a max of 1 hit per target. On our animal shapes, so they'll be like whole coyotes, rabbits, raccoons, whatever. You only get 1 attempt at those, and it's a 2-point shot. The little strategy there is to find the shape nearest or in the closest range or proximity to those animal shapes. Figure out your drop and wind on the shape, then engage the animal shape. Rimfire is different. Rimfire, you step up to the line with no more than 10 rounds. If your gun holds less than 10 rounds, that's fine. You just can't take more than 10 rounds to the line. You can go to war with one target and shoot all 10 rounds at it. Once you hit the target, it's out of play. You get 2 points per hit and 1 point per round remaining of those 10 that you brought up there when you're done. So for example, if I had 5 targets on the stage, I have 10 rounds when I go up there. Say I hit them all on the first shot, so I got 10 points now. I have 5 rounds remaining. I get 5 points for those. So my stage score is 15. There is a par time on the stages. Par time meaning a max time you can be up there. The only division people seem to time out in is single shot. So you should have plenty of time unless you're in single shot. Single shot all comes down to reload speed and being organized and having a plan when you get up there. Single shot is basically our open division. If you compare us to other competitions, it takes the most practice to be as proficient in that one. But you can do it. Don't let that discourage you. If you want to shoot your single shot division, come do it. We have shooters of all different calibers, of all different skill levels that come out and compete in every division every year. This is not like a pro event. We have people from all the way from the bottom that are brand new, just starting, all the way to people who traveled the world and hunted all over the place and killed game in every continent. So going on from that into our divisions, we're going to go over these kind of briefly, just so you get an idea. The whole rules document's on the website. I suggest you read it. Definitely read it before you come. The biggest problem people do is they start blending divisions together. Each division's separate. So don't blend revolver or single shot or rimfire and blend them together. They're completely separate rules sections. That's where everyone seems to make an error. So for both revolver irons and revolver optics, and auto pistols are also allowed. So if you want to use like your 1911 and 10 millimeter, whatever, it's fine. These both follow the same rules, okay? So if you want to use your 1911 here, it's fine as well. So it has to be a 30 caliber bore or larger with no longer than a 12-inch barrel, okay? It must be for iron sights. It just has to be traditional iron sights. You can't have target match sights. You can't have like a globe front, PPC sights, click adjustable like with the cams for zeroing for different yardages. Those are PVC type sights. You can't have those. So basically a traditional firearm you can have fiber optic, gold bead, whatever you want to have up front. You know, you can have different notches and posts in the sights. That's fine, not a big deal. Revolver optics, long eye relief optic or red dot. Same thing on your auto pistol. Say same rules as your auto pistol, same kind of sight stuff. Not a real big deal, don't overcomplicate it. With an auto pistol, the semi-auto pistol must have a magazine that goes through the grip, and it cannot have any kind of bracing devices or anything else, no buffer tubes. So you can't run an AR pistol in this match or anything that resembles one. Jumping on down to rimfire. Rimfire is based around this type firearm, so any kind of semi-automatic or revolver that holds 10 rounds. You can also run your bolt action 22s, you can run your Ruger Chargers, whatever, but it's largely based around this. You'll find these probably more advantageous to shoot in our various field positions. You can't prepare for a match and build a gun for it, because we change the barricades every year. So we do that so no one can build a gun for this, and so it's always an even playing field. It's not an equipment race out here. But say that the 10-shot 22 is what it's based on. You can run one that holds less, that's fine. You can only come with the line with 5 rounds. Long eye relief optics only, red dot or pistol scope. You can run iron sights, you just cannot run a rifle scope under 22. Really simple, don't overthink it. Maximum barrel length with attachments of 10 inches. None of our divisions allow NFA items, so no suppressors, no full autos, none of that stuff. Then we get on over to single shot. Single shot division, once again, is our open division. So, and we have a new subdivision inside this one as well. So single shot's pretty straightforward, okay? It can be any brand or make of single shot. So it can be a Remington XP100, it can be a Contender, an Encore, these CVA pistols, whatever. It must be chambered in a cartridge that was originally chambered in an original Contender or G2. A lot of stuff out there, some big stuff. 6BR was chambered by companies. That's the one that's won our match the most times, is 6BR. But say there's a lot of options out there, and say there's more details in the rules section. You need to read those, but this is covering it in general. We've also added the Nosler rule just the other year when Nosler was the only one making a single shot handgun anymore at the time. Nosler handguns will not make weight. They're too heavy. They have an exemption for weight. The shooter of those must make an attempt to make weight. You're not going to be able to run a bipod in that division with a nozzler. I mean, you can run a bipod on your other single shot pistols, just the nozzler can't because it won't make weight, so it has to make an attempt to. But with that being said, we also legalized some other calibers or other cartridges in single shot division. We legalized the 308, the 6.5 Creedmoor, and the 708, which were nozzler chamberings. Yes, we skipped over the 6 Creedmoor. We did that for a reason because we didn't want that lightweight, high-speed bullets damaging our targets. Some of those targets are relatively close. Let's say that's pretty simple there. Not just keep it under 7.5 pounds. If you're running a nozzler, get as close to 7.5 as you can. So don't go put a big 34 millimeter scope on there. You can run rifle scopes in single shot division. You don't have to run a pistol scope in it. Say the new one we added for this year, and it is a subdivision under single shot. It is not its own division. It is just an extra award within there. Okay, it's an extra award within single shot. It doesn't come with a prize table draw, but over 50% of our shooters run a TC type firearm. All right. The Mark Hampton Award was done up to honor Mark Hampton because he traveled the world hunting with these. He's killed animals in countries that most of us can't even name. So we did this in honor of him, and it's going to reward our guys who shoot TCs in there all the time, who don't want to go out and build a custom XP because they like their contenders, what they hunt with. So what we changed here is this has no cartridge exemptions from the single shot rules. So it must be chambered in a cartridge that was originally chambered in a contender or G2. The firearm can be any TC firearm. So it can be an Encore, it can be a G2, it can be a clone of any of those as well, like this SSK50. So there's a lot of cartridge options if you start looking at what was chambered there. You can run any optic you want on it. You can be rifle scope, pistol scope, doesn't matter. Muzzle brakes. The only other caveat is it has to be 6.5 pounds or lighter. So it's got to be a full pound under the other single shots. That's not a problem with a contender. This is like 4.5 pounds. All right. And I've got another one sitting right over here with a rifle scope on it and everything that's like under 5. With everything equipped, even a bipod on it. So, I mean, there's tons of options there you can do and make those rules. And say it's just a subdivision underneath of single shot. It's not a whole separate award. So one of the big questions out there that I get emailed all the time is how far am I going to have to shoot? Well, no farther than it's already been proven a handgun can do. So in single, we copy a lot of what the Silhouette crowd has done in the past for our max ranges. But so what we have is like rimfire targets. The majority of those are about 110 yards and under. We max out at about 150 for rimfire. So for revolver, irons, and optics, they shoot the same targets. They're going to max out at around 150 yards. Some will stretch out a little farther to separate our pack so we can challenge our top tier shooters. And actually, the majority of them are under 100 yards. For single shot division, we max at 450 yards. The vast majority of the targets are under 300 yards, and they start trickling out from 300 to 450. And once again, those are separate our shooters. Those are all well-proven ranges. They're all well within the capabilities of the cartridges that we're using. And many of our competitors have taken game at the maximum distances we're shooting. So don't let that intimidate you, and hopefully you'll build your skills shooting out there with these guys. This whole competition is based around my method of practice. My method of practice is practicing field shooting just like this. This equates to, when I set this up, this equates to multiple years of my practice if I was to shoot when I shoot this whole thing. Before we had HHC, I mean, I could never set a stage or stages up like this for myself. You're going to have over 100 targets out there put up. You're going to have 8 different barricade systems built. You're going to have people spotting for you and helping you. It's a teamwork environment, even though you're competing individually. You're going to have other guys helping you. You're going to have people that, once again, have traveled the world hunting to the new guys starting out. And we're going to split up the talent between the squads to where you have people of various skill levels, so you have some to learn from, and you're going to have some to teach. So it's a great, great shoot. It's all a nonprofit. It all goes to charity. We allow pretty much every single practical hunting handgun out there. We have a division for it. It's 2 full days of shooting. You're going to be tired at the end of the day, and then Sunday we wrap up with prairie dogs. We have plenty of prairie dogs south here in Newcastle, Wyoming, all over the place. You're going to get to go out there and shoot them all day long on Sunday. And we run a little escorted, because I can't use the word guided, don't charge for it. I'll take you out there. I'll take out a small crew, and then some of the other guys will lead some crews out too. And we also give you points on where to go if you want to go on your own. So we look forward to having you. Sign-ups open up January 1st of 2025. We'll open up for that for this year. This year we're also going to add over the phone registration if you want to pay for your credit card for the match. And we always accept mail-in. We'll get the new sign-up forms online here right around the first of the year. That way you'll be all ready to sign up. If you have any questions, you can email me at handgunhuntingafield@gmail.com. And say, look forward to having you once again. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me.